Hi, today I'm speaking to Christine Fairclough and Justin Ablett of IBM, and we're going to talk about social media in financial services. So there's this idea of social business that comes up a lot. So what is social business, and how does it apply to banks?
So we define social business as the way that organisations can use social media to create business value. So some examples within the financial services industries, we've seen organisations use Twitter for customer service, use Facebook in order to do product development collaboratively with customers, and location-based services such as Foursquare in order to offer tailored vouchers and offerings to customers wherever they are. In terms of how is it applicable to banks and financial services organisations, well, actually, whether banks choose to be involved in social media or not, their customers, their employees, analysts, competitors are talking about them through social media sites at the moment. So actually it's not something they can choose to be involved in or not.
What opportunities and threats are posed to banks in regards to social media?
What most people are aware about are the threats. So we've all heard the stories about angry customers or broken down network of ATMs or badly communicated increased rate that goes viral and that has a big reputational impact on the bank, share price, etc. So the threat side of social media is already pretty well understood, and a lot of banks do active social media listening so they can hopefully catch what is being said about them before it goes really viral and before it costs them a lot reputationally wise and cost wise. The problem with that is that, one, they're still not really engaging with their customers, and two, it's a very hard business case to make. The investment to continually listen without really any benefits other than just possibly mitigating a cost that may or may not happen in the future. So what banks need to do now, and what successful banks who engage in social media are doing, is use all of that data that they have gathered through listening and really analyse it and create insight in terms of the other opportunities available through this data. Opportunities can be to do with customer acquisition. So social media is a great way to identify new potential customers and to acquire some, firstly in a soft way through them engaging with you on social media forums and eventually to become customers. There's also opportunities in customer service. So being able to support customers through social media channels, but also having the opportunity for customers to support other customers through social media channels means that eventually customers will be more confident in your service, their satisfaction will increase. That should have an impact on customer retention. That should definitely have an impact on your cost of customer servicing, which should start going down. The last big area of opportunity for banks is to engage customers in their product and pricing development and service development. So engaging customers through forums for them to really come up with a sort of products and product specifics in terms of service levels and pricings that they would want to see, like a bank has recently done on mortgages, will really create the sort of buy-in and the sort of trust that the customers has in that product that is not seen through normal means of product launch.
I mean, I think that's probably the lesson of opportunities, that it's a lot more than PR and marketing. It affects all areas of the bank.
Far beyond just a PR and marketing activity.
In this recent IBM white paper, you recommended this idea of a banking hub. What are the benefits of that?
That's right. Well, a banking hub is when a bank's web pages are embedded in a social networking tool. So it really puts a bank at the heart of where customers are spending a lot of their time. So that some of the benefits would be that they're able to leverage those tools within the social networking site, so there'd be real-time communication both between the customer and the bank back to the customer, and customers to each other. So that could be of benefit, one, to the customers, because they're able to recommend products and services to each other, and also for the bank, they're able to engage with their customers to develop new products, to improve their customer service and get feedback which is very real, very unfiltered, very quickly.
So that's one strategy. What are some of the other social media strategies that we're seeing in this industry right now?
The most important strategy is to make sure that social media is underpinned by the bank's customer experience strategy and multi-channel strategy. So to start with what doesn't work, Twitter accounts that get opened out of context, or a Facebook page that just gets created because the bank knows that it must engage with its customers in some way or other, can be useful to start with, but very quickly will lose its impact, and in worst case scenarios might be damaging to the brand in the long run. And that will be so if the messaging is not consistent with the messaging that comes through the other channels, if the even look and feel of the Twitter or the Facebook account is different from the look and feel of the web or the mobile, that in itself becomes very confusing for customers and will create even more cynicism and lack of trust as a result. What works is to engage in a way that is consistent across the channels, hence it must be underpinned by customer management strategy. What is required of the banks is to use all of that data, really analyze it, and then most importantly act on that data. So we all know that insight, however good it is, without acting on it is valueless. Acting on that data will enable the banks to test whether they can indeed turn insight into a result, albeit mitigating a risk or increasing customer retention or sales results.